And this story, The Find, ostensibly it's about an amazing discovery, paleontological discovery in BC. And again, it's analogous to some that have been made, but it's not a real one. So it's about this sort of amazing external discovery, and it's also about this potential internal discovery. That the main character, the woman who finds the extraordinary fossil, also has the potential of finding out something about herself, and she's trying to make her mind up whether to do that in the first part of the book. So it's what I say when people, oh, what's it about? I think, oh God, how can I possibly say what's it about? But it's about discovery in a thematic way. It's about knowledge, but it's also about an impossible relationship, the sort of relationship that therapists would say you should not be doing this. I'm interested in bad relationships because I think it's better than none for a start. There's always something in a bad relationship that's really interesting or can be sort of transformed into something good. And transformation is something I'm interested in. So it's a story about the possibilities in an impossible relationship, but it's also a kind of adventure story with a fair amount of suspense. And the main characters are Anna, who's the paleontologist. She's very driven, ambitious, intense. She has this kind of secret. She hasn't really shared much about her inner life and her concerns about her health. That, you know, her family know, obviously her brother, who's been in a similar situation. But she doesn't share it with her colleagues. And Scott is the other main character, who's a high school dropout looking after his alcoholic father with part native background. So these are two people who have ostensibly very little in common, but who are thrust together in the course of this paleontological dig and all the machinations that happen during it, which I can't tell you because they would spoil the story, which I hope you might read. That's the other reason why I read the story first, because it's really nice to read something that's complete. With these novel readings, you never get the whole thing. So I picked an extract. I think I'll just read one extract. I'll see how the time goes. I could read another one, but this is an Anna extract. At the beginning of the book, before the two of them have met, you follow the two stories, their two lives, until the point at which they do meet, which is quite dramatic. And this scene takes place, it's on page 24. So things have moved along quite rapidly at the beginning, and the amazing discovery has been made by Anna. She is the one who discovers it. The others have left by the point at which she discovers it. This is significant in what happens later. So she discovers it, but being a generous soul, she calls the others back and shares it with them. And of course they're all incredibly excited. It's sort of, they know it's going to be really important scientifically, and apart from anything else, it's huge in scale. It's an enormous pterosaur, flying lizard. Now, talking of research again and the divide between fiction and reality, my bottom line with this story was I didn't want to replicate any of the existing discoveries, but I felt it had to be geologically plausible. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to this, it's just how I felt. So I worked, I talked to geologists and paleontologists and learned a little bit about the geology of where this roughly is. And it was a particular paleontologist who said, so I said, well, if you could have your dream find that's plausible to be found in the Cretaceous, late Cretaceous in this part of the world, what would it be? And so he said, it would be an enormous winged lizard. So that's why I ended up with an enormous winged lizard. And then it fed into the whole storyline, and a whole metaphor about flight developed as well. So this research thing is, on the one hand, you're going out to get things that you know you want, and on the other hand, it creates things for you that you never knew you were looking for.